am really excited tonight because I have a very, very interesting guest. I've never interviewed anyone like my guest Bernadette before, and we're going to hear about her story today. And I'm going to introduce her as a health and happiness consultant. So wait till you hear her story. So hello Bernadette, thank you for coming along today.
Thanks, Karen.
We would like to know more about what you do as a health and happiness coach and your story.
Well, I guess my story begins with the fact that I hit the wall about 15 years ago with depression. And out of that, I guess I went through a transformation process. And in the process of that, I came across laughter, or laughter yoga, as it's often known as. And I realised that this was an incredibly powerful thing, particularly for mental health, but really for anyone, to help them if they want to change, if they want to transform, if they want to shift their mindset, get another mindset.
We hear so much today about mental health and emotional health. Tell us a little bit about the importance of your mental and emotional health, just to recap, and laughter in general.
Well, I think the thing is, we seem to be getting more and more stressed these days. Most of our illness is caused by stress. And I think, that stress is all caused by our thoughts. And the way laughter comes into it is, it helps us completely shift gears. And it helps us become aware of those thoughts. And in fact, what's so interesting is that people who practice this regularly, and I call it a practice, like meditation, like yoga, I call it a practice because it's something that if done regularly, you increase your self-awareness and you give yourself the opportunity to transform. And the benefits, there's lots and lots of benefits. So there's health benefits that are personal. There's also social benefits. So let me just talk briefly about the health benefits. There's lots and lots of health benefits, and these have been really well researched. But I'll give you sort of the 5 most common ones, shall we say. Laughter boosts your immune system. Particularly when you're talking about being able to fight cancer. So it releases immunoglobulins, amongst which are natural killer cells. And the natural killer cells are the things that fight cancer, which with our ageing population is really important.
That's such a big word,
Yeah.
Now, I'm not even going to try again because I'll never get it out there. And so some of the other benefits?
It helps us to manage pain. There was research done some years ago now, and it showed that but by laughing, and when I'm talking about laughter, let me just clarify, I'm talking about 15 to 20 minutes of deep belly laughter. I'm not just talking a chuckle here and a chuckle there, although throughout the day it is cumulative, but it needs to be that deep belly laughter. So it's not a little it's not a little giggle like that.
It's a really
that's
good,
right.
solid laugh.
That's right. It's got to be that deep belly laughter.
And
so it's that really helps us to manage pain.
And we all need to, you can take an aspirin or a paracetamol, but not the best way if you can laugh it off.
Absolutely. And there are a few other benefits that I was going to mention as well. It's particularly good for helping people manage stress, anxiety and depression. The brain is only, the mind is only capable of one thought at a time. So if you're really stressed, you're thinking about that stress and whatever all those things are that are causing you stress. When you're in that state of deep belly laughter, there's nothing really going on except you're completely absorbed in the moment. So in many ways, it's a really mindful practice because you are so in the moment.
I'm going to ask you, wait for it everyone, can you teach me how to laugh?
Is this the part where I say no?
No, you won't teach me how to laugh. So tell me more.
Yeah. So the reason I would say no, I mean, I can, but right now, right here, do you have half an hour? Sure, no worries. But in this situation, what's probably important to know, Karen, is there's a process involved. And just like think about exercise, where we warm the body up. If, for example, you were to swim, I know you're a swimmer, right? Mm-hmm. If you were to swim, you don't just suddenly go, oh, I'm going to jump in the water and swim. You train. right?
Yes.
You warm the muscles, and even just to get in and start swimming, you warm the muscles up. It's the same with laughter. So there's a discomfort that can happen. A lot of people can find it quite awkward, confronting. And so there's a process that I use that helps them warm up psychologically as well as physically. And it's the psychological warm-up that's key. And for that reason, we don't just start with big belly laughter. We start with small laughter. We start with smiles. We use lots of eye contact, lots of interaction with people and with people in the group. And it's best done as a group thing. That said, we can do it as one-on-one, and I often coach people one-on-one, and that's absolutely fine. The majority of people practice this in a group because we've got all those wonderful group benefits where people who are lonely or not even lonely, they just get this affirmation from people. When you're looking at someone, when you're smiling and laughing, it sends a really positive message. And I'm not sure if you've heard of mirror neurons.
Yes. Is
So-
that when you start to behave like the person is mirroring?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. When someone smiles at you, you typically smile back. We all do it. It's natural. Mirror neurons. Well, we call them merry neurons. Because what we're doing is when we're laughing with someone, now we're laughing with, not at, and that's a really important distinction to make. We're laughing with, not at, and we're laughing at the difficulties in our life in particular. And so by laughing in a group, or at least with someone, that feeds off itself. And so even if you don't feel like laughing and you make that commitment to laugh, before long you'll find you're laughing.
Well, I have something to admit to Bernadette today. Bernadette, I don't very often find myself laughing.
I'm not surprised. It's not that I'm...
Thanks very much for that.
I'm not surprised. I don't mean that personally. I hear that from so many people. You'd be amazed at how many people say that to me. And there's a couple of things going on there, I think, Karen. We tend to lose our sense of humour as we age. I think it's part of the ageing component. I'm not sure. Perhaps it's those of us who don't socialise. I don't know why that is, but it just is. And so when we get together and laugh with people, we actually start to improve our sense of humour. We start to grow our humour muscle. And before long, you'd be surprised how the more you laugh, the funnier you find the simplest things, and the more you just have this spontaneous sense of humour.
Today I did get a bit of a laugh because Bernadette made me laugh, and you heard her laugh hysterically. So I'd like to say thank you again for coming along tonight to Joy's World. It is so wonderful to speak to someone who is in love with life and happy and knows how to laugh. So thank you, Bernadette.
Oh, you're very welcome, Karen. And it's interesting, joy, can I just say, joy is a wonderful word. And we say that there's a difference between happiness and joy. Happiness is something that quite often is dependent on a situation. I get some flowers, I'm feeling happy. I get a new car, I'm feeling happy. I get a pay rise, I'm feeling happy. But joy is something that's deep within, that regardless of what happens in our lives, we can still feel good, and we can be resilient, and we can rise above whatever the difficulties are. So joy is a really special word in the laughter world.
Well, that's a really wonderful way to finish, and let's be joyful. Thank you.
Thanks,
Makes
Karen.
working worthwhile when pressure's on you. Carry on through every trial. You're really great. I appreciate you've got the goods for what it takes to make people like me, like people like you. I'll say it again. Because it's honest and true.